And the answer is no. A Polish intellectual once compared a totalitarian state to a movie where every action, every utterance, everything people said was carefully scripted. Now, that's clearly an exaggeration. Authoritarian regimes like the GDR certainly aspired to total control, but no regime, no state was or is in an actual position to achieve total control of its citizens. And that's not just my opinion. Archival research since communism's collapse demonstrates that there were distinct limits on the regime's ability to enforce its policies, to ensure complete obedience at the grassroots. Even the infamous Stasi or the Gestapo during the Third Reich were not perfect. They were not all powerful. They were not all knowing. They were not all present. But the idea that they were, that played an important role for many Germans after 1945 and after 1989. Why? Well, exaggerating the power and the reach and the control of the Stasi and the Gestapo could and did later serve as an excuse for a lack of civil courage, for not standing up to officials. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that there was no repression in East Germany. There certainly was, but the possibility to say certain things, to act in certain ways, was much greater than often assumed in the West. Let me return to that image used by the Polish intellectual. There were very real limits on the ability of dictatorships like the East German one to direct society. And just as there were limits on the regime, there were also limits on ordinary people who quickly learned what those limits were, how far they could go, and they suffered the consequences if they didn't learn. And that's precisely where the Stasi and fear more generally did play a role. As I said, the Stasi wasn't perfect, but it didn't have to be. Through it, the regime was able to create a pervasive sense of fear. And as one scholar has said, and I'm paraphrasing here, you can no more place a boundary around fear than you can encircle the scent of perfume in a room.